I'm John LaMattina. I'm the former president of Pfizer Global R&D, and I've written a new book called Devalued and Distrusted: Can the Pharmaceutical Industry Restore Its Broken Image? When I first left Pfizer, I was pretty upset with the negative image that the industry had, and I thought there were a lot of untruths out there that needed correcting. And so I wrote a book called Drug Truths, which was meant to show the good things that the industry is involved in, the importance that the industry plays in healthcare. And then one day, I got a phone call from a producer from the Dr. Oz show, and said they were about to have a show about the drug industry, and she asked if I'd want to be on the segment. And I said, sure. In my naivete, I never asked as to what the segment was called. And I saw a big banner on the stage that said, "The 4 secrets drug companies don't want you to know." And at that point, I knew it was going to be a very different kind of conversation and discussion that I had been envisioning. While I was on the stage, whenever Dr. Oz spoke, clearly the audience just shook their heads yes and smiled and agreed. And then when I spoke and I looked out into the audience, I was like the devil incarnate. It didn't matter what I said. It was pharmaceutical companies were evil and didn't really have patients' best interest at heart. And so it really made an impression on me. I decided it was time to write another book addressing the issues that Dr. Oz put out there, as well as other things facing the industry. Devalued and Distrusted, I tried to write for the people in the audience at the Dr. Oz show. I start off by talking about some misconceptions I think that exist. I talk about all the great opportunities that there are for new drugs. I then go into a section where all sorts of people have offered advice on how the industry could get better, and some are good ideas, and I address those, and some I think are pretty weak ideas, and I talk about those as well. And then I have a whole section on, the industry needs to get better on a whole number of issues. At the end of the day, I hope that people who read this get a real sense of the value that pharmaceutical companies bring to the overall healthcare process. You can have a great idea on what the cause of Alzheimer's is, or brain cancer, or pancreatic cancer, or any disease you can name. And a lot of great work goes on in academic labs to try and ferret out the causes of disease. But it's a pharmaceutical company that goes in and actually does the work, and then do all the R&D in the 10, 15, 20 years of time, and $2 billion needed to convert that idea into a drug. And nobody else does that. You can argue how well they do that, or if they should do it better, but they're the ones who do that. And people need to appreciate that.